Today's a super exciting day for me because I get to analyze a recent match that I had against pro Collin Shick. For those of you that don't know who he is, he's absolutely wicked. He's the number 15 singles player in the world right now. And he actually played in his very first PPA tournament sometime last year in 2023. His very first one made it to the gold medal match. So he's extremely good at singles. And he played against Ben Johns in that match. I won't tell you guys who won. In case you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch it. Collin Shick versus Ben Johns. Awesome match. Lots of insights to be made. But this is my match versus Collin Shick, not Collin Johns. And he's absolutely incredible. He taught me a ton. So I hope to be able to bring those insights to light and bring them to you guys because there's a lot to be learned. And as you guys will see, there's a big gap between a 5-0 player and a 6.7 player like Collin Shick. So let's hop into it. Okay, so we'll hop into this. Collin's on the near side. I'm obviously on the far side. And we end up playing 2 games. I'm going to be sharing both of those games with you guys. Collin to serve. From what I remember, the very first game is almost absolute destruction. Okay, lots of mistakes by me, lots of winners by Collin, just like that. So I'm going to be helping you guys kind of see into his mind, his strategy, what he's doing to win these points, put these points together. So right there, I make a mistake. And it looks like, oh, he just missed a return. He shouldn't have missed it. But if you look at that serve, it's deep and it's high. A serve with depth and height is going to be the most difficult serve to return. I mean, no one's getting to those. Like, any 5-0 that I play against wouldn't get to the very first shot of that rally. He gets to them because his movement is just so good. He's always stepping with his outside foot first. And I talked about this in the last video where we drilled together. But he taught me something insightful, that he always steps with his outside leg. And meaning he's standing open stance. If the ball goes to the left, he's going to step with his left leg first. That helps him to cover more court quicker. And he's always trying to keep an open stance when he can, trying to face his opponents because then you can react quicker to the ball. And then he also talked about back in his tennis days, which weren't too long ago, he would practice his footwork and taking big strides, big long strides rather than short quick ones. So big long, and then those big long turn into big quick steps, which is what you see from him, and that's why he can cover so much court. I've seen the same play twice. He serves out wide, and then he hits to the opposite side of the court, which is also to my backhand side. Right there, he serves out wide and then hits down the line because he's probably thinking, okay, Austin, I've passed him twice, serving out wide and then going cross court. I'll serve out wide and then go down the line, and then he won't cover it. So another missed return. As you can see, just getting destroyed. And I love it. It's awesome that there's people out there that can absolutely just massacre you, you know? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, that's just such a good shot. He is so good. And obviously the cameras don't do this justice, but I feel like this camera angle is a little bit better to kind of see just the level that these pros have. So I think that's 3 missed returns, which have been total shanks because of the height of the ball. Obviously this is the first game, so got to get warmed up on the return anyway. What a shot. Got to get warmed up on the returns anyway. That's why the second game is a little bit better. He called it out, I think, from what I remember. Otherwise, I was going to give it back to him. And then a missed ground stroke, but it's a great deep return. So deep serves, deep high serves, and then deep high returns is literally the essence of singles. If you can get them in deep and high, you automatically take over the point. I don't even know what to say. That's just disgusting. You talk to any pro, I mean, vast majority, not any, but vast majority will say that he has the hardest two-handed backhand dink to go against, and he just showed it right there. If you want to learn how to do that, I will link it at the top right of the screen because I made a video all about it because I asked him so many questions. Super grateful that he was able to teach me about it. Like, dude has no secrets. Essentially, he's just, like, willing to help and instruct, which is the coolest thing. because I feel like if I was him and I had that, I feel like if I was him and I had that two-handed backhand, I would not tell a soul how to do it because nobody else has it. I feel like I'm learning it. I'm like 50% consistent with it. Hoping to get to that 80% range soon. Got to keep practicing. But that video will help. If you missed the link, I'll link it at the top of the description as well. He's human. Okay, so he missed a return finally. But as you can see, he's missing deep. He's not missing wide. When you miss your returns, you want to miss deep, if anything. Because, like, that one right there. That one was less than an inch away from the baseline. And so it makes it really difficult for me to try to create anything from the point. Because then it makes me miss, right? Same with serve. If you miss your serve, you want to miss it deep. Obviously, you don't want to miss it at all. But never miss it short into the net if you can help it. And never miss it wide. Those are just pointless misses because it's not applying any pressure on your opponent to miss your serve wide or to hit it wide. It's applying pressure to get it deep and high. And that is the game. Okay, so he's just going to the open court. The next game we'll be able to talk a lot more about strategy because a lot more happens in the next game. We at least have more points and stuff like that. And a lot less errors happening for the most part. So let's hop into the second game. So Collin to serve again, I was correct from what I had remembered. Not sure why he served twice in a row. I just feel like we probably forgot. But definitely, if you ever get the opportunity, right, at the coin flip in match, to serve first when you're playing singles, you want to serve first because you can obviously only score points when you serve first. It's a little bit different in doubles because in doubles, that first server only gets one serve. Their partner doesn't get to serve. So it can be a strategy to say they can serve first and then we'll get two serves on top of that. I typically like to just start out serving, go on a little bit of a run in the beginning anyway, but definitely in singles you want to start out serving. So a couple of points already going a little bit better for me during this match, but this match I'm more focused on hitting to his backhand because although he has an incredible backhand, his forehand's better than his backhand. And that's the same with every single pro. And almost every single person is their backhand's not going to be as strong as their forehand, so you kind of want to target it. Looking to get my serve deep and high. So I'm kind of getting some good serves, and then look at that return. Deep and high. That's the most difficult to do anything with. And something interesting, I'll lay these out in the edit, is there's A, B, C, D of where you can return to. So C is where you want to return to most often. A lot of people might think, well, why wouldn't you go like out wide to D, to their backhand? The reason that you want to go to C is because it takes away the angles from your opponent. It's the optimal place to go to where they have to hit the ball back to you. And that's what you want so that you can take over the point. If you go to D, on the other hand, which I'm sure we'll see a couple points of and I'll be able to point out, way out wide all the way to D, they have so many options of where they can hit that third shot. They could hit it down the line, they could hit it back cross court with a huge angle, or they could hit it directly at you. It's probably their least best option. But they have so many more options from that position. So return middle, C, because it's to their backhand. B would be to their forehand, so not as good, but still takes away their angles. There you go. So I return to D. He has so many options. Down the line, back cross court. He goes down the line. It's just a clear winner. Way too many angles to work with. Okay, I went to D again, but I stayed back. Had I gone forward, he would have just easily passed me. But he just took over the entire point after I returned to D. Probably the least effective place to return. But that doesn't mean you return to C every single time. So there's another missed return. We've had a lot of those. And it just really has a lot to do with the fact it's not like, oh, I had an off day and I was missing. No. It has a lot to do with the fact that they play it with a different spin, a different pace, at a different level. And so they're hitting higher balls and deeper balls and more spinny balls and harder balls that you're just not used to the pace. And so it causes errors and just good shots from these pros. That's why it's such a great experience to play against them. And play against someone that's a little bit higher level than you, right? It's because you just don't see that pace from people that are your level. Oh, thankfully he missed. Totally juked me out. So something that he does, he'll do it on his backhand side a lot. He pops his shoulder is what it's called. At least that's what he told me it was called. But he'll open his shoulder to make it look like he's going down the line, and then he'll go cross court. So he's totally open towards the court, shoulders open. That looks like you're going down the line, and then as he hits, he'll then go cross court while leaving that shoulder open. So kind of an advanced thing to do, but something that you can definitely practice. There you go, painting lines. It's the only way to get a point around here. I want to say I'm at 5 points during this game. I think the first game I got 1 point. But it's a good strategy that he uses, opening that shoulder. So I'm doing the same thing. He's won a lot of points by going, oh yeah. There it is. If you didn't see that shoulder pop, rewind. You'll see on his last shot, it looks like he's going cross court, and then he doesn't. Okay, it's just because he's opening his shoulder towards cross court. But he'll use that strategy a lot. He was using the strategy of returning to my backhand because he noticed it's a lot weaker than my forehand. So he'll return to D, and then I passed him twice down the line. He still ended up winning that second one, though. It wasn't quite a pass. And so he sees, okay, I can win a lot of points by going to this guy's backhand. He just keeps bullying it over and over and over again. So if you ever notice that your opponents have a certain weakness, you want to continue going to that weakness until they prove it otherwise. It's the same when you're playing against a match in doubles. The weaker player, you want to go to the weaker player when you're playing in a match. Now, rec's obviously different. Rec, you want to go to the better player so that you improve your game. I mean, who's getting to these? No one. No one gets to those. That point would have been over 3 shots ago against anyone else. But against a pro, they can just move so much better. And it comes to stepping with that outside leg. So I'll have to do a future video on footwork. A lot of people have been asking about it because I have improved my footwork a ton since playing against Collin a few months ago. So he's just moving me around. I'm just straight up right there, just totally out of breath. Like, hit it anywhere. I'm not getting to it. I'm done with it. And they're obviously on a totally different level of fitness, and it's not like my fitness is bad either. But I think that's a really important aspect too. If you want to be good at singles, you got to be running miles every day to where it's just easy to run around the court. So there's just a horrible miss. Again, he's hitting with more depth than I'm used to. He's hitting with more spin. He's hitting with more pace. But it definitely also comes down to a lack of training singles, a lack of training drives. Just completely out of breath. I can't even move, right? So, yeah, get physically fit if you want to be good at singles. If I had to rate my singles game, I'm definitely a 5-0 area. But you'll see my doubles game is a lot better because that's all I play. This was my first time playing singles against someone. I don't know when I had played before. I definitely haven't played singles since. And obviously this is a few months later. Just not something that, I don't know. I feel like way more people are interested in doubles for the most part. But I've had a lot of people comment on my posts and say that they want to learn singles lately, so I try to get more into it, help give you guys insights because I understand majority of the strategy. And I feel like there's just a lot of insights to be made. And if you're good at singles, you can be really, really good at doubles. It can make you better at doubles, make me better at doubles. Because if you can drop after running all the way across the court, drop to a particular location, it's going to make doubles feel extremely easy. And same with the drive and stuff like that and hitting locations. So, okay, lots of missed returns throughout this match. Thankfully, we're not playing, on Grand Slam court or something. So good, that Tui. So he just keeps punishing my backhand. He's figured out that that's the weakness, and he's going to go there. But I want you guys to pay attention here. So he'll serve. Let's see if he does at this point. Where he goes. He follows the ball. If the ball is slightly to the right, he goes to the right. If the ball is slightly to the left, he goes to the left. I think that was 11-5, maybe 11-6. Can't remember, but really, really good player. So there you have it. I played against Collin Shick. He absolutely destroyed me. There's no question about it. It was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot, and I think that's the most important thing is just getting those takeaways and then applying them to your game. As I said before, they play at a different pace. They play with different spin, and it's just such a good experience to be able to play against them. Obviously, not all of you out there will have that experience or haven't had that experience up to this point, so hopefully this has helped you guys kind of see into my mind and be able to experience it through me. But yeah, just super blessed to have the opportunity. Big shout out to Collin Shick. Thank you so much for allowing me to be able to drill with you, play with you. It was absolutely awesome. So hopefully we can do it again. Have a rematch because I'm going to win next time. Maybe. If he plays lefty, I think I could do it. If he plays lefty, I think I could really do it. Or if he has some type of handicap. If you guys want to see something like that in the future, let me know. Comment below. And as always, I will see you on the next one.